I'm going to show you now how to put fractions in size order. And I'm going to do two examples here. And one of them is much more straightforward than the other. This one is much more straightforward because we have a common denominator. And if we have a common denominator, it is just a case of looking at the numerators to see which one is the smallest. In this case, 2/7 is the smallest, followed by 3/7, and lastly 5/7. It gets a little bit trickier when we do not have a common denominator in our fractions, but that can be solved by finding three equivalent fractions that do have a common denominator. And to do that, we have to find a common multiple of 3, 4, and 5. So let's have a look at the multiples of 3, 4, and 5. The multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and so on. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and so on. The multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. And we're looking for a multiple that is common to all three. Now I'm looking at those lists there, and I'm looking at 3 and 4 and seeing that they have a common multiple of 12, but 5 does not have 12 as a multiple. So remembering that all three must have a common multiple. And in fact, in my list so far, there is no common multiple. So we need to find an alternative way to find a common multiple. And the quickest way to do that is actually just to multiply those three numbers together. And if I multiply 3 by 4 by 5, 3 times 4 is 12, 12 times 5 is 60. So we can use 60 as the common multiple and find equivalent fractions with a denominator of 60. Now, in each case, let's have a look at 2/3 first of all. What have we done to the denominator to take us from 3 to 60? We've multiplied it, we've made it 20 times bigger. And if we made the denominator 20 times bigger, we must make the numerator 20 times bigger. 2 20s are 40. In the second case, what have we done to the denominators in this case? What have I multiplied 4 by to make 60? Well, I've multiplied it by 15. So the numerator must be made 15 times bigger. That would be 45. And in the last case, what have I done to the denominator there? I've made it 12 times bigger. So I must make the numerator 12 times bigger. 3 12s are 36. Okay, so we're now in the same situation as we were over here. We have a common denominator. So we can look at just the numerators now and show that this one is the smallest, followed by 4/60, and lastly 45/60 is the largest.
Okay, Mary, so let's have a look at this one. So solve x plus 2x equals 12. So what do you think you do first?
Okay, well, I want x on its own, so I would put x equals 12 minus 2x.
Okay, so a lot of the time we want to get x by itself, but what we want to do first is get all of these x's together. So can you see anything we can do with this? Get all these together in one place.
Oh, okay, it's 3x, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
3x equals 12. Oh, and so x equals 4.
Brilliant, spot on, well done.